So we've let the stove burn down to a small amount of embers. We're now going to try an overnight burn. The time is 8 o'clock in the evening. We're going to try and put in a good amount of fuel into it, put it into the overnight burn mode, and then leave it overnight and come back to it in the morning. We're going to be trying to aim to get, we'll look at it at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, so we'll aim to try and get 13 hours out of it and see if we can get a relight from that. So just before we start the overnight burn, I'm just going to bring the embers down, and I'm going to load it up. So I think if we try and put, these bits of wood are quite big. I'm going to try, and again with the stove in the overnight burn, with no real danger of anything falling back, so we can load it up quite far. So that's 4 good sized pieces of wood. I'm now just going to put it into the overnight burn mode. I will give a very small amount of air just to make sure that it catches as the fire has burnt down. We turn it, it's in the stove mode, and we turn it one more time. And we're in the overnight burn mode. I'm going to increase it. And we should see, I'm actually, sorry, I'm going to, sorry for changing here, I'm going to just keep it for, it's on the maximum setting here. I'm just going to give it 10-15 seconds on this setting before I put it into the overnight burn mode, just to make sure that the embers are nice and hot before we shut down. So we can start to see a little bit of flame coming up the back. So we know the fire's coming up the front here as well. We know the fire is lit, and you know, the chamber temperature is nice and hot. So I think I'm happy to put this into. So for the overnight burn, we're in the correct setting on the turnable drum. I'm going to put the setting to the lowest setting. The time is 1 minute, 2 minutes past 8 in the evening, so let's see what happens tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Okay, so we've done our overnight burn with the Stuv Compact 30. The question is whether we can do a relight without using a match. The time is, we started the overnight burn at 8 o'clock last night. The time is roughly 20 to 9 in the morning. So we've got 12 hours 35, 12 hours 40 minutes of a burn time. The outside is, I wouldn't say it's roasted by any means. There is no convection that's coming out here. We left here at probably just after 9 o'clock last night, and there was a lovely heat that was coming from it. The stove body is quite cool to touch now. It's obviously, the door is warmer than the outer panel. Looking at the firebox, there's no evidence of any embers. My air is still totally closed down, but I'm going to open this up and just see if there's anything in the inside. I don't know how easy it is to move the camera around. The firebox, there is a heat. There is a heat coming from the firebox here. Let me just get a couple of little smaller sticks and see, because I mean, really, what I want to try and do here is get it to reignite without using a match. There's a couple of little small embers that have been insulated within the ash. They're very small. I'm going to turn the air up, maybe get to see these a bit better. I'm going to play about here. I don't know how successful this will be, to be perfectly honest. It's certainly at this, because there is a little bit of heat here within the fire chamber. I mean, a fire lighter will have this going instantly. So if it's possibly even a match would have it going instantly. So I've got some nice bits of kindling here. I'm still getting used to this stove ourselves. We've only just put it in quite recently into the showroom. As I said, it is a new stove for us. Yeah, we can start to see a little bit of smoke here. So what I'll do is close. I'll close the door and put it into the stove mode so we can see it better. That's the air up full. And I have to be honest, I'm not hopeful here. I think that we've left it too long. I am getting a little bit of smoke coming up. Certainly this would be very, very easy to light. I'll just put it into open fire mode. I would say from this that it isn't going to light, unfortunately. But this was the first time that we've tried this for this length of time. What I'll do is I'll just get a match. Excuse the wonders of live filming. I mean, there is a little bit of a heat within the firebox here. I do believe that will now take off, but a couple of smaller bits. Always start a fire with smaller bits of wood and then build up the bigger bits of wood. I am using just really the scrapings at the bottom of our wood basket here. But we can see how quick this will be to light. I had a little fire lighter in my hand, but I didn't use it. So I think that will take over. So I'm a little bit. I'm not disappointed in the stove by any means, but I was kind of wanting to show a reignite without using the match, but unfortunately I had to use the match. But there we have it, folks. That's the Stuv Compact 30. Really a fantastic stove. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and hopefully you've learned something about the stove and also about general principles that will apply to all stoves. Thanks very much.